I used to get hives every single time I worked out. Whether I was doing hot yoga or I went for a run when it was cold outside, I would get hives everywhere, especially in my hot spots. So in my arms, under my knees, in my right inside my groin area. So uncomfortable hives. I didn't know at the time that it was related to yeast overgrowth, candida, and histamine intolerance. We're going to talk about those things today. My name's Ashley Sweeney, and I'm a registered dietitian who focuses on gut health for the family. So if you've had any issues like that, here's what you need to know. First off, what are histamines? When I hear the word histamines, I want to remind people of what allergy medicine is. It's an antihistamine. It calms down your body's histamine reaction. Histamines are a natural chemical that happen throughout our body. They're important for brain signaling, immune response, and stomach acid production. Your body produces histamine on purpose, but when they're not getting broken down properly, that is where problems come into play. You have two main enzymes in your body that help with this breakdown. First is DAO. This works mainly in your gut. Think of it like a gatekeeper. It blocks food-based histamines from entering your bloodstream. Number two is HMNT. This works inside your cells to break down histamine, especially in the brain and lungs. When these enzymes aren't doing your job, your histamine level builds up and up and up, and you feel it. Picture your histamine load like a bucket. Every source of histamine, whether it's from food, whether it's from your outdoor environmental allergens, whether it's from the histamine that's produced by the bacteria in your gut, right? That load, let's pretend it's a bucket again, the histamine is here, and then here, and then here, and then here, and then it overfills. So when it is overfilling is when those symptoms come rushing in. You might feel fine sometimes. Maybe sometimes you have food that has a little bit of histamine, or you have some leftovers, or you had some red wine, and you're fine. But the next time you do, that bucket has toppled over. It's overfilling. And that's when you're feeling those symptoms. Again, you're having histamine has overloaded, it's not getting broken down, and it's coming out and releasing in different symptoms. Symptoms of high histamines might be headaches, it might be flushing of your skin, it might be those hives that I talked about when you're sweating, it might be rashes, it might be a constant drippy nose, it might be itchy scalp or itchy ears, it might be anxiety or heart palpitations or dizziness after certain meals, it might be insomnia, trouble falling asleep, menstrual irregularity or PMS, and it might be worsening of your eczema or your already allergies that you have or seasonal allergies. Now, there's a little bit of difference between histamines and mast cells. Mast cell activation syndrome and mast cells are another topic that with similar symptoms. Mast cells are immune cells that live in your gut, your skin, your sinuses, and more. They release histamines when they feel a threat. In mast cell activation system, they're pretty much just going rogue. They're releasing too much histamine for no real reason, or they're reacting to things that shouldn't be a threat. It's like your body's smoke alarm is going off, but there's no smoke in the house. There's no fire going on. Related to this is how there are gut bacteria inside our microbiome that produce histamines. So if we have a high level of these bacteria inside your gut, they may be producing histamine, you don't even know it. They may be producing histamine as byproducts and you don't even know what's going on, but you might just be feeling like crap. Morganella, Proteus, E. coli, Lactobacillus casei, some of the bifidobacterium, those are histamine producers, and they might be, again, putting off that histamine inside your gut. What I find is that when we're able to kill off some of those bacteria that have overgrown, that helps with some of that overload of that histamine. In that bucket, those levels drip, 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 drip all the way down. Some things you can start doing to try to get some relief is to, one, change the foods you're eating. Start to reduce or eliminate histamine-producing foods. So things that have been fermented, things that are often very healthy, like olives, dark chocolate, vinegar, and leftovers. Just the act of food sitting longer, the histamines are breaking down more and more, increasing the histamine in that food. So by eliminating some of those high histamine foods, it might give you some relief to kind of calm that bucket down. Number two is to address it with something like a GI map and see what your levels of bacteria are, and if it is in overproduction, if we can calm down those bacteria. And then we also support and heal the gut lining so that that doesn't keep happening to you with things like glutamine, maybe some omega-3s, maybe some other gut lining support items. Number three is to support histamine breakdown and stabilize those mast cells. Vitamin C, B6, magnesium, and copper help DAO function. A DAO supplement short term can help before a meal, and we can stabilize some of those mast cells with quercetin and stinging nettle sometimes. That is helpful. So listen, that's all that I have for this video. If you feel like you've been trying to run around and figure out what food sensitivities you have, but none of them seem to make sense because sometimes you're fine and sometimes you're not, it may be this histamine intolerance. And if you want more testing, reach out to me, and also make sure you're subscribed so you can follow some of my other gut health videos and we can work through some of these problems more together.